What it do, homies? It's your boy Dave, and I'm back today. Feel like it's been a minute since I've done some Metallica, so here we are again. This time we checking out the end of the line. Okay, now this came as a request in one of the comments, and I was like, well, sure, it's been a while, right? Now this the end of the line, interesting, right? Title. See what I'm guessing. Let's see the end of the line. Somebody brought about their, pretty much trapped in a corner, end of the line, or you're tired of whatever's going on and you're just about to like to risk it all because you're at the edge and they're about to push you. So before this song starts, here's what I'm expecting: aggressive heavy riffs. I'm expecting probably some slowdowns, right, to kind of build up that suspense towards getting to the end of the line. Metallica's known, or they're really, really good at not necessarily storytelling, but they're wordsmiths in a way of really bringing out a lot of their emotion in their music. But sometimes the title, sometimes the way that it's structured, like their song Suicide and Redemption, where, since it was in the title, that's what I can expect. This could possibly just be full of aggressive riffs, just aggressiveness all the way through. Either way, I'm excited. We got the lyrics up because I ain't trying to miss a single thing. Let's go ahead and shut up and turn it up. Oh, it's pretty aggressive. Ooh. Simple. Very interesting, man. Yeah, that's the one thing that's made me a fan of Metallica. Is just all the thought and ideas and stuff and the stuff that they could put in their intro, right? Immediately, starting off right off the bat. I like that little wail in the guitar, that right end of the line. Sometimes you're met by sorrow, and when you're at that end of a line, like I don't really want to do this, but I got to. You know what I'm saying? You a little quiver in your voice right before you're about to do something you don't really want to do, but you've been pushed so far that's there. So we had the heavy guitars that kind of come in like dun, 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 dun. Now as it kept going on, I found it very hard to kind of catch the rhythm at some point. Now they're in full swing, which also is pretty cool. It's kind of like similar to a type of stuff that Tool does. They Danny Carey, man, that dude literally is octopus. But the rhythm sometimes it's hard to catch, right, depending on what the time signature is. But even that could be somewhat of a concept to be at the end of the line, because usually if you're at the end of the line, you ain't thinking straight, right? So your typical 4/4 signature, your stuff is thrown all out of whack. So okay, let's get to the lyrics. Hey man, the transitions right into that's awesome, man. It just gives you it kind of gives you a break so you can like actually catch your breath before you really start head banging that. Yo, this is some mosh heavy stuff here. Okay, interesting choice of style of lyrics, right? Bleed Battle Scars. This is interesting. Chemical affinity, right? As you start using more chemicals and stuff, you start gaining an affinity to it, or like like a resistance, right? Like if like video game, if I'm a fire lava type monster and you trying to kill me with fire, I'm actually going to heal. I'm going to heal from that, you know. So bleed battle scars, right? You keep getting all these battle scars and everything. After the first cut, it's going to hurt, but the more and more you start getting cut and getting hurt and start bleeding, it's not going to hurt as much, right? Because you're tuned to it. I mean, it's going to hurt, but not as much, right? Kind of like a berserker, if you will. Rain, leniency, innocent corrodes. Okay, so you know, slowly and slowly, as this continues to go, it starts to have more control over you. So now, you know, whatever innocence that you had, of course, it's all corroded. Staying right away, catatonic, okay, overload, right? So possibly, you know, diction, probably, you know what I mean? So staying right away is pretty much tearing you down from the inside. Okay, let's keep it going. The process of arriving to the end of the line. That was nice. You know, that's why I call them wordsmiths in a way, right? Just 4 words, or sometimes, you know, a couple of words, but it just in those amount of words that they put, it was able to pretty much paint a picture for let your mind connect the dots, right? This one was pretty cool. Where was it at? Where was it? Reaper. Let's see if I can find it. Reaper, butchery, karma, amputee, right? So, you know, karma, what you put in the world, you get back, right? So you putting a lot of negative energy into the world, then obviously you're gonna get a whole bunch of negative back. So you pretty much amputee in that, right? Do you guys get it? Reaper, butcher, you killing yourself, you killing the relationships and stuff around you. So, you know, whatever you put out, you go get back. Okay. Death contagious, death's coming your way for sure. Deity, a god, coming. You reach the end of the. See, I love that. I love the accentuations on that. You reach the end of the. Yo, if I knew all the lyrics to this and I knew that was coming, that's the part where you really just start wigging out. You reach the end. I mean, see, is the fact that James just freaking enunciated each and every one of those words. Just shows you like the severity of everything that's going on, right? We have the words leading up to it, and that's what I was hoping they do. You know, that's one thing that Metallica's good at. They ain't gonna just drop some stuff on you without any type of like not prerequisite, but out building up to it so that you can understand that this is the end up. Love that part. Let's listen to it again, shall we? The panning that they're doing, left and right, nice, creates sound space.
Time, choke the clock, steal another day. Die, faithfully, narcissistic fade away.
Interesting.
Twisted, jump the rail, shatter the crowd below. Break on, chase the ghost, the latest high to all-time low.
See right there. Also, another thing that James that he does in his performances, right? You know, instead of just kind of carrying the same tune in the notes every time you spit, like a lyric or whatnot, throw some stuff in there. Even don't even sing it sometimes. The way that he just kind of came in and said break, right? The breaking is a process, so it can happen in snap or it can happen slowly. But I like how he kind of just ran up in there like break, chase the ghost, right? Even that chase the ghost. It was devoid of melody, right? Like a ghost, devoid of like being. It's a spirit. Let me just say that again.
Chase the ghost.
Yeah, see that? See, you crazy to think that they don't think about these things when they saying stuff, right? Now, of course, it could just be like one of them things where they might not have thought of it exactly that way, and they kind of just put it in there for to keep things very interesting. But I like the director. That's how I decided to see it.
Latest high to all-time low. Hooked into this deceiver, need more and more. Into the endless beam, need more and more. New consequence machine, burn through all your gasoline. Find them over time, never mind. You've reached the end of the line.
Oh, the breakdown. Come on. The end of the line. Nothing's off limits. That wah. Yes. There's so much going on right now. Slow it down, okay? Bring it down. Okay, I'm about to say. Interesting. More somber. Drop. Oh, that's a, okay. Couple of remarks on that guitar low. Right when they started picking up, right? They kind of introduced that kind of like that fast melody and everything. So the rhythm section was going, they pretty much playing in double time with the melody. And then it sounds like they switched to halftime, but for some reason, the sudden switch almost kind of made it sound like the main melody that was riding on top of it was moving faster than the rhythm section behind it, even though it was on time. That's an interesting perception, right? Especially considering what James said about, time, losing another day. So that was interesting, right? And I love the inclusion of the wah pedal, wah pedal, that's what it's called, right? Because that's a good way to kind of introduce, human-like elements in your music, human-like sounds in your music. And in this case, the end of the line. So it's used to kind of give you that sound of anguish and agony, or even rage, right? Sorrow, like this crying and stuff. And of course, they lead that right into, this somber, right? And this is kind of like what I was saying, kind of like at the beginning of the video, kind of the same similar stuff we saw in Suicide and Redemption, where of course it's a whole lot of rage, but there's some sorrow in there as well, right? That you're sad that you're in this state, you're sad that you're at the end of the line. And of course, towards the end of the song, James starts to slow it down and really start singing out this, right? Because, you rage all the time. You're going to run out of energy eventually, and you got to sit there and cope. So, that was a lot of stuff going on right there. Okay, I'm pretty sure there were some other things I need to say, but whatever I didn't say. Let's keep it going.
Drop the hourglass of time, spilling sand we will not find. As we gather here today, we bid farewell. The slave becomes the master.
That's interesting. I could look at that two ways, right? So let's say it's about addiction, right? The slave becomes the master. So you can say it in two ways. The slave become the master. Either the slave to the addiction has become the master, so you've overcome it, or the slave has now learned how that system works and now are a even greater manipulator at making it work even more efficiently. Interesting.
Slave becomes the master. The slave becomes the master.
And he repeats it. This is important.
The slave becomes the master. Yeah. The slave becomes the master. Need more and more. Right now and ever after. Need more and more. New consequence machine. Burn through all your gasoline. Asylum overtime. Never mind. Dead hour, lots of time. Said we will not ever fight. We gather here today. Say goodbye, 'cause you've reached the end of the line.
Nah.
The end of the line. The end of the line. The end of the line. You've reached the end of the line.
Ending it. Then ending the song going like a more sinister kind of note, you know, and then of course letting that guitar kind of sustain out, right? You know, sometimes when we're listening like metal music, they have like that last kind of final note, kind of some stuff you would hear in like blues and rock music and everything. We're like, dun, 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 dun. But this, they just let it ride out. That sustained agony that you're there at the end of the line. It's all over. Yo, this was amazing. Honestly, guys, I don't think I've heard a bad Metallica song yet. There's been some songs that I did not like, and I've, of course, made that known in my reactions and everything. But I don't think I've hated any type of Metallica song. And out of the 2 years that I've been reacting to Metallica stuff, of course, I read you guys' comments. Yeah, let me know which albums are bad and which albums are good. But it's just something in my head that just try to make that I try to see the good in a lot of songs, to where it's almost like I'm impervious to something that sounds bad. I always look for what I would have done in that situation as opposed to what the artist. But I am not in any way a professional when it comes to, you know, metal music or rock music in general. You know, I don't even know how to play the guitar. You know, my main instruments are the saxophone. So most of my commenting here will just be based off of pure speculation in relation as it is to music. But either way, we had 18 minutes here for this reaction. That's the end of this video. If you enjoyed the content, leave a like and subscribe. Dave's out.